Zillow Redfin debate is kind of like the Apple Android debate, whereas one is much more popular, but they kind of cut corners and it's kind of all about that name recognition, whereas the other one actually might have some really good features that you're missing out on when you just go with the big name. The split between the two isn't that exact, but let's go ahead and dive into it. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Lili and this is where I document my real estate investing journey and bring you guys along with me. And one of the tools that I use a lot is Redfin. And a lot of people ask me, why don't you use Zillow, or can you use Zillow? And yes, for most things you could do either or on Zillow, but today I just want to break down the difference between the two, what I like more for different parts of the investing and wholesaling process. And I think that these are two really good free alternatives to Propstream. Now, Propstream is definitely going to take you to another level, but Propstream is $97 a month. So I recommend that you get started using Redfin or Zillow. And if you want to try out Propstream, I have a 7-day free trial link for you down in the description, so you can kind of feel that out as well. I'll also link to some Propstream tutorials, but for now we're going to focus on the free options and I'll let you know what I think of each. First up, let's talk about aesthetics, because I think that when you're spending hours on your computer looking for deals and making offers, how well the user interface works is actually really important. And in my opinion, Redfin has the much better UI. So if I come to Zillow and I'm looking in my market, it's going to show me a bunch of properties for sale, and I can sort different homes, ones that are recommended for me, high to low, newest on the market, bed, bath, blah, 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 blah. I've also got filters up here that say more, and I can put in keywords, or I can look for just different filters, and I can search by house type. This is fine. And if I want to click on a property, it opens it up, and then I can, scroll through the pictures, read the description, etc., etc. This is fine, but it's not giving me like, this is made for me type feelings. Whereas if I go over to Redfin and I search in the same market, right, it's going to show me everything I need at a glance. Whereas I have, again, a map here, and then I have a list over here, but the best thing about Redfin is they have this table view. So in the top right-hand corner, you could click on photos, and that would be more similar to Zillow's view, but I also have table. And the reason that I really like table is because, for one, I can sort just at the click of a button. So I can sort by price, low to high, just by clicking the word price. I can sort bedrooms, I can sort the number of bathrooms, I can sort by size. And just one click is so much easier than on Zillow, where I have to come over here, homes, and then I can only see at that. So I really like that. I also like seeing all of the information laid out because it's much easier to compare. And the next reason that is really important is that I don't have to leave this page to see pictures. So if I want to see pictures, I can flip through right here on this screen, whereas on Zillow, if I want to see pictures, I have to actually open up that property and go into it. This is really useful, especially when you're looking at properties on your phone, because just being able to swipe from the main screen and seeing the pictures versus having to click, wait for it to load and open up is actually going to be a huge time saver. So I do think that just this homepage is a lot easier to move around and kind of organize things quickly. Oh, and I didn't show you this, but you can also do the same thing where you can see what's come on the market most recently with Redfin, again, just at the click of the button by sorting here. So I can see what's on the market most recently and what's been on the market the longest. Aside from the sort feature, Zillow also has the keywords feature where you can come down here and you can type in keywords. So if I wanted to see all of the properties that have been flipped, I might type in something like brand new, and that will show me all of the properties that have the words brand new in the description. And then I could click and I can look, and this might give me an idea of where investors are buying properties to flip, what the price points for flip properties in my market are. Really good information to look for using those keywords. And again, you can do that here where it says more, and then you scroll down. And then if I only wanted to look at, let's say, houses, I didn't want to look at multifamily or manufactured townhomes or anything like that, just houses, I can do that here as well. I can also look at just multifamily and sort that way. But on Redfin, again, I just think this one is prettier and easier to use. Everything's kind of in one spot. When I come up here to more filters, I can see all of the things I want to sort by, and again, my property type. So if I want to have a minimum number of beds, I can look at only things that have 2 beds and up. And if I want to look at only houses, I can look at only houses there, or only multifamily. It's the same thing as Zillow. I just think it looks nicer. And again, I could scroll down and I could look for as-is sales in my market that are 2 bedrooms and up, only houses, that type of thing. So that's kind of my feelings about who wins the user interface, how pretty, how easy is it to use. That point definitely goes to Redfin. Next up, let's talk about the information that you get from each site. So I'm gonna pick a random property and pull it up on both sites so that we can get an idea of what info Redfin is showing us versus the info that Zillow is showing us. So here's the property. We've got the same one open on Redfin and on Zillow, and we started with Zillow last time, so let's start with Redfin. One great thing about Redfin is that it doesn't just show you the price, but it also shows you the price per square foot. And that can be really useful when comparing apples to apples. So if I'm comparing this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house to a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, I know that this one should technically sell for more because it's a bigger house. But if this one is in totally horrible condition and it's selling for $99 a square foot, and then I've got a brand new house, freshly rehabbed, that's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, so it's a little smaller, it might sell for less in terms of dollar amount, but that price per square foot is probably gonna be higher because the condition of the house is a lot better. This one might be 99, that one might be 110, 115, just because it's nicer. So being able to see the price per square foot pretty simply is a really good feature about the information Redfin is giving you. Another great thing is that we can see when this house last sold, which we can also see on Zillow, but on Redfin, if the house was listed for sale, it will oftentimes show us that listing and the old pictures. So this might help us when we're looking at a house that maybe has been flipped. We could see what the pictures looked like the last time it was for sale, and maybe it was in horrible condition, and then you know a flipper bought that. You might want to contact that person because they might be a cash buyer. So when we scroll down and it says right here, the sale history, you can see all property history. We can see that this property sold in 2013 for $111,000, and we could go in and see that listing. There's only one picture here because that's all they posted. If they posted more, we would be able to see all of those pictures, but we can see what the description was as well, which can help us get more information about the house. So that's really useful on Redfin. Zillow doesn't oftentimes have that old listing pictures and description. But what Zillow does have is pretty nice. So here's the property on Zillow, and we don't have the price per square foot anywhere. But one thing that I do really like, which seems really simple, but is actually very useful, is that Zillow actually gives you the contact information for the listing agent. So if we scroll all the way down and we come to, oh, they took it out. Okay, this is wild because one of the big things that I used Zillow for was to get the listing agent's contact information. And for those of you who are familiar with the double dip strategy, this is a strategy that I learned from watching Jerry Norton's YouTube channel. I never pretend to come up with stuff or that I'm not learning from other people, because of course I am. And his strategy of using the listing agent to help you wholesale on market properties is absolute gold. And that means you don't want to be contacting a buyer's agent, you want to be contacting a listing agent. If you want to learn more about the strategy, check out this video right here. But when you go to Zillow, it shows you listed by Tracy Ellis, right? And on Redfin, it's also going to show you listed by Tracy Ellis. But Zillow used to put the listing agent's cell phone number right here for you. And so it was super useful to just click on that kind of hyperlink and automatically give the listing agent a call. Whereas on Redfin, you just kind of have to, I guess, copy and paste their name and the brokerage that they work for and then Google it and get their cell phone number. It doesn't take a ton of time, but it is just much more convenient, and you're saving like 20, 30 per seconds from looking for and Googling the contact information. But Zillow has removed that information. And so I was gonna give Zillow this point, but it's kind of up in the air now. I think the reason that they're really not making it easy for you to find the listing agent's contact information is because both Zillow and Redfin make money by connecting you with a buyer's agent. And so they want you to take a tour with a buyer's agent. And they want you to work with these buyer's agents because Zillow and Redfin are both now purchasing homes directly from homeowners. And so they also want to get in on the other side of that and make some money when people buy a house. And so when you work with the listing agent, Zillow makes no money, but if you work with one of their buyer's agents, they will. And it's the same thing with Redfin. Oftentimes you'll see, right here, the Redfin partner agent, that's their buyer's agent, and they want you to work with them as well because they'll make some money. So it kind of stinks that Zillow removed that, but I was gonna give them that point. A point that they do get, if you come to the facts and features section on Zillow and you hit see more facts and features, this is gold right here. Scroll all the way down. Oh, don't tell me y'all removed this too. Okay. For a second there, I thought I was tripping. But it's not the facts and features section. It is down here where it says price and tax history. Usually, Zillow is gonna link you to something right here. I don't know why the tax history on this property is unavailable, but if we go to another property, most times when you go down to price and tax history, if you scroll down, it's gonna show you the property taxes and how they've changed over the years, but it's also going to link you to the county assessor's website. So if we click on that link, it's gonna open us up and it's gonna take you to yours or wherever the property is, gonna take you to that specific page on the county assessor's website. And it's just gonna give you a ton more information that is super, super useful. So it'll show you what the county thinks the fair market value is. It'll show you the owner's information, who owns it. It'll show you similar properties, owner info, the last couple of sales, who it was sold to, what price, old pictures, right? So we've got pictures here and we've got the blueprint and kind of, further information about the property. So just looking at this right here, this is probably a duplex because you've got 2 entrances, 2 porches, and you could cut this right down the middle. Having these blueprints can really help you get an understanding of what the layout for the property is if the pictures aren't good enough, and you can go ahead and calculate the square footage for yourself if you think that maybe they're not being so honest on the listing. So getting linked to the county assessor's website is absolutely really, really great by Zillow. So although I'm kind of bummed that they didn't have the contact information for the listing agent anymore, it used to literally be just right there, nice and easy for you. I'm a little bummed about that, but getting that county assessor's information, I'm gonna give Zillow half a point in the information category over Redfin. The next category that I think is really useful is whether or not you have access to rental listings. And so on Redfin, it is just buy or sell. But for Zillow, you've got much more information than this. So you can look at rentals, we'll come back to that in a moment, but even when you're buying, you can look at the for sale by owner properties. And these are ones that are not listed with the real estate agent. A lot of times they're in not great condition because the person doesn't want to fix it up to have to list it with the real estate agent. And there can be some gold in calling these homeowners directly. So having access to FSBO or for sale by owner with Zillow is a big plus. And not only do you have the FSBO leads, you also have rental listings. And so in this video right here, I was cold calling what Brent Daniels from TTP calls the secret Zillow list. And that is calling below market value, so not the most expensive rentals, but the rentals that are kind of run down, a little cheap, not great pictures, calling those homeowners, those landlords, and seeing if they'd be willing to sell the property. Because you know it's vacant, you know that they need to fill it, maybe rather than renting it out, they just want to sell it. And so having access to rental listings is absolutely great. Redfin doesn't have that at all. Plus, this is another thing, Zillow has this Zillow rent estimator, which is actually pretty accurate. So if I want to type in an address, here's another property, and I want to know what could it possibly rent for because I'm thinking about buying it or wholesaling it, Zillow will show me my rent estimate as well as a range, and it will show me other properties around that property that have been rented out recently. And so I can look at the pictures from those other properties and see, oh, okay, that was a freshly renovated property, mine should rent similar, or oh, that was not freshly renovated, so mine is gonna rent for more, that type of thing. So this is super useful. The rental information and the for sale by owner information, you don't even get that on Redfin, so Zillow is definitely getting the point in this category. Okay, and the final category, which I think is probably maybe most important to most wholesalers, is how you run comps on these different sites. I have a video about how I run comps on Propstream, and I will link that video in the description below. But doing it on a free site like Redfin or Zillow is not going to be perfect because these sites were made for people who want to buy a house to live in it. They were not made for investors in the way that Propstream is. So it's a little difficult, but I truly think that Redfin is a lot better in this category. Reason being, when you open up this map on Redfin, it has this section right here, this button right here that says map nearby homes for sale. And if you hit that, it takes you back to kind of that page we were more familiar with. And I can look at this neighborhood, right? If I'm looking at this area right here, I can outline it. And then I can look and see, changing my filters, I can flip to sold. I can look in the last 3 months, the last 6 months, last year. Let's just take 6 months. And then I can sort by, let's say, the ones that were most expensive, and I can click through and very easily see the pictures, right, to know if this is a good comp. I can, from this page, read the description, and I can do that from one page for all of the properties, just scrolling through them. Whereas on Zillow, if I was to do this, I would click on the map, and I would have no option on seeing what has recently sold, right? That is not so great. So the map function there doesn't help me out much. I could, let's see, go down to, where is it? Homes for me, homes that they think are similar, but this is kind of gonna get based off of all of the homes that I've been clicking on just throughout the day or however long they've been tracking me and leaving cookies, but it's not gonna be specific to this house. So homes for you isn't that great. Similar homes, I can click through and see here, but I don't know what criteria they're using. If I wanna use the last 3 months, then I can do that on Redfin. I can make sure I know exactly what I'm using. If I want to outline an area, I can't really do that on Zillow. I don't know what their criteria are, and I can't see pictures from here. I have to actually click in and go to those pictures. The only way that I would say you could kind of get close to running your comps on Zillow in the way that you can on Redfin is to actually physically go to this property. So here's the property we're looking at, and take note of the crossroads. So this property is near 61st and Mingo. Then I would go out of this. I would switch this from for rent to for sale. And I would go find 61st and Mingo. So here I'm at 61st and Mingo. And now I can remove their boundary, draw my own, the same way I did on Redfin, and hit apply. And then rather than for sale, I can hit sold. And I can look through these properties, but again, I've got to click in to see what their pictures look like. And having everything in this table lets me compare things much easier. I could say, oh, that's a 3-bedroom, that's a 3-bedroom, that's a 3-bedroom, that's a 3-bedroom, that's a 3-bedroom. I'm gonna ignore everything else. Doing it on Redfin, to me, is just much, much easier. And the way that Redfin kind of looks is very similar to Propstream. So it'll be very easy to learn up on Redfin, switch to Propstream, and have every button and things almost in the exact same place. So I think that's pretty nice too. So in the comps category, I definitely give Redfin this point. So those are my thoughts, and that's why I use Redfin. Obviously, this video is not sponsored. Neither Redfin or Zillow are paying me to say anything about them, good or bad. They don't even know I exist. I'm just a lowly YouTuber with about 30,000 subscribers. If you want to help the channel grow and you appreciate videos like this, please hit that like button, share my channel with other people who want to invest in real estate, who want to gain financial freedom. So yeah, we can keep making this community grow. Let me know whether you like Redfin or Zillow better. Let me know if there are any other comparisons you want me to do in the comments. I know a lot of people want Flipster versus Propstream. That video is coming, but I need a little bit of motivation. So see if we can get this video to 1,000 likes. And if so, I will push the Flipster and Propstream video further up in my schedule and get you guys that video soon. But let me know in the comments. And until next time, thanks for watching.